In today's video, I'm going to be rebuilding the Los Angeles Chargers in Madden 25. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys like and or subscribe. I would appreciate that. Let's see if we can get this Madden 25 video to 100 likes. That would be awesome. And if this video does get to 100 likes, I'll do whatever rebuild the top comment says. But getting right into it, for the Los Angeles Chargers, I think they made really good moves in the offseason. Everyone loves Jim Harbaugh. Joe Alt over Malik Neighbors. I don't quite know about that pick. I think Joe Alt's a great player. I just think picking up Malik Neighbors and then even double stacking Malik Neighbors with Ladd McConkey in the second round would have been a better move, but that's just my opinion. Of course, it's not always the right opinion. You're going to have Josh Palmer at the number 1, Chark at the number 3 or at the number 2, and then Ladd McConkey will be playing in the slot for the Chargers, and it's told right now that Quentin Johnston is not even playing in the starting reps for the Chargers. That's how terrible he is. And I know some people are going to be like, oh my gosh, you got to give him time. He's a rookie. He is a first round pick. I don't care about that. He needs to develop now. Like, it doesn't have to be crazy numbers. He doesn't have to have all pro. He doesn't have to have 1,000 yards in his first season. The dude just had really unacceptable last season. He had no flashes. There was no potential whatsoever. He looked like some 5th round practice squad pick that someone picked up here, and I don't think anyone expected Quentin Johnston to do good. I'm not saying he's going to be terrible in his future. It's just from a first round pick, that's not what you want, especially since Zay Flowers and Jordan Addison went both picks right after him and both significantly outperformed Quentin Johnston. But maybe he gets a chance this year, but as of right now, he's technically not even in the starting lineup for the Chargers team. So Ladd McConkey, I'm going to put at the number 2 just because he has star dev or better here. Also going to put him in the slot. O-line is looking good with Joe Alt. Rashawn Slater is a beast whenever he actually stays healthy. Got Zion Johnson. Bradley Bozeman was a nice signing. Hayden Hurst, all right signing. I guess they just stole, Jim Harbaugh stole all of John Harbaugh's players. He stole Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins, Bradley Bozeman, who was a former Raven. Same thing with Hayden Hurst, even though he did come from, the Bengals at this point. But either way, a lot of Ravens player on the team. Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack was producing numbers, but I'm not going to lie. A lot of people may hate me for this. Joey Bosa has not been good in recent years just because he doesn't play a lot of games anymore. He's injured all the time. Is it going to show games played here? I guess I missed it. Either way, in the seasons that he's not injured, it's great, but like back-to-back years injuries, if he's injured again this year, I think the Chargers should move on. He has an absolutely massive contract, getting paid $26 and $36 million a year. It's outrageous. Thankfully, injury is off in the simulation, so hopefully he develops here. Well, not develops, but produces numbers for us, because in real life, I honestly think to get rid of cap room, they should have removed Joey Bosa instead of Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen was still crushing it in the league despite his age, and I think removing Justin Herbert's number 1 receiver for a guy who can't even, and then keeping a guy like Joey Bosa who can't even stay healthy in these back-to-back seasons, I think it's outrageous to me that they gave Keenan Allen up, let alone for a 4th round pick. And then for the rest of the defense, Derwin James is the best safety in the NFL in my opinion when healthy. If you're including injury, I would say it's probably Jesse Bates, or I know you may be calling me biased because I'm a Ravens fan, but Kyle Hamilton's a baller after only 2 years in the NFL. Asante Samuel looks great, but he's definitely more of a slot guy. We need a number 1 corner, and this interior defensive line completely sucks. Getting Junior Colson in the offseason was good along with Denzel Perryman. I'm going to start Junior Colson just because of his potential development here. And then Tului Potu, I forgot about this guy. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm just going to call him Tului here. He's been very underrated. Hopefully he will replace Joey Bosa in real life, because I honestly think Joey Bosa isn't going to be a Charger for much longer if he keeps up this non-stop injury-prone thing. But either way, this is what we got going on for the team. I think it looks great. I guess Asante Samuel is being forced to play in the number 1 here since we don't have any other good DBs on this team. And our defensive line, again, definitely needs help. But for now, I'm going to keep this team in a 3-4. Let's see what we have at the midseason mark. We are 5-1 at the midseason mark. You love to see it here as the rest of the division, if I can see it. We are top of the division here, 2nd for the seed if the playoffs started today, and Chiefs are 4-2, 6th seed right now, but division looking really good for us so far. Scouting national focus, it needs to be defensive tackle. Our interior defensive line is atrocious. For the players ready to negotiate, Asante Samuel, I have to give this dude money, and it's not even a lot. I'm going to increase the salary a little bit too, about $7 million a year for an 85 overall young corner, absolutely. Josh Palmer, He isn't bad. He isn't great, but he's 24. He has star dev. He's only going to progress from here. He likes that the team has a franchise QB. It's not a bad contract. I'll do a 4-year contract, keep him for the rest of the rebuild here. J.K. Dobbins has no interest. He wants to be number 1 on the depth chart. I mean, in real life, bud, sorry, you're just injured all the time. Coming from a Ravens fan, I love you when you're healthy, but he's never healthy, and I'm not going to overpay for a guy that's not really going to give me numbers, and I don't really need him. I'd rather just pick up another guy in free agency, and if there is another guy, I'll just go after JK again. Then Khalil Mack, why does he not want to be here? He wants to be historic champs, yet he willingly signed in free agency to the Chargers. All right, he wants $25 million a year. We're going to wait on that. DJ Chark has no interest. I have no interest in him. Christian Fulton, he's not bad depth, especially for this contract. Stupid cheap contract, only $3 million a year. He's 25 years old. He has interest with the team. He'll be nice depth for us. Everyone else here, Alex Leatherwood. My gosh, how is this dude still employed? And then Hayden Hurst, Bradley Bozeman, all these other guys, all these other extras. I don't want. J.K. Scott wouldn't be a bad punter. I mean, if he accepts my deal off the rip, just keep him long-term for the team. Yep, he resigns. Then for everyone else here, Zion Johnson, I'm not going to accept his option because I'd rather just pay him. Then Dicker the kicker, I want back, but he just doesn't want to be to the team because he wants to be in Texas. I'll just give him this. If he accepts, and he does. Okay, despite his interest and me not increasing his money, he resigns with the team. Let's go Dicker the kicker. But for now, let's move into the playoffs. But before we do that, I always want to mention that I'm keeping auto-generated rookies because I think it's cheating whenever these other Madden YouTubers load in their own draft classes or load in somebody else's draft classes, then memorize which players have hidden devs and which players are good and bad. I think it's really stupid, and I don't think the draft classes are accurate until you get past the combine and go into the NFL draft. There's a lot of injuries, a lot of different players pop out of nowhere and jump up draft boards. You never know until you actually get there, so I'm not going to do that right now. And here we are in the playoffs as we make the playoffs 13-4, but we don't get the first round bye, and we don't even get the division as the Chiefs beat us out 14-3, take the division. That sucks. We have to play the Texans, who are better than us in every way except for their record, who are 9-8. We have to play them at their home at prime time. Then Justin Herbert, top 10 QB in the NFL, 12th best offense in the NFL, 20th best defense though. 3,700 yards, 28 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 100 pass rating. These stats are a lot more realistic in Madden 25, I swear. I would see plenty of seasons where you would have like a 67 overall quarterback ball out for like a 4,800 yard season. These are a lot more realistic stats for the NFL and for this Madden game. I like that. Then Gus Edwards, 13 touchdowns, 4.0 per carry, 1,000 yards. That's actually really good for someone who's 31. He's like, what, an 81 overall? And then Josh Palmer, almost 1,200 yards, 4 touchdowns. Ladd McConkey, rookie season, 11 touchdowns, 1,100 yards, already outperforming Quentin Johnston in one season. Probably combined, is he? Yeah, Quentin Johnston did nothing. Yeah, in one season, Ladd McConkey already outperformed all of Quentin Johnston's career. Hayden Hurst, 5 touchdowns, 600 yards. DJ Chark, 3 touchdowns, almost 500 yards. Junior Colson with 108 tackles, 88 for Christian Fulton. Tackles for a loss, 13 for Morgan Fox, 9 for Joey Bosa. Sacks, 17.5 for Khalil Mack, so it looks like I'm going to have to pay him that bag. And then Joey Bosa, 13.5 sacks. That's great. He still has a huge contract. I'm going to have to pay him $36 million in the next year, but I can't remove him from the team if he's giving me double-digit sacks. And then 5 sacks for Morgan Fox, interceptions. 4 for Junior Colson as a rookie, 108 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, and 4 interceptions as a rookie. That better get Defensive Rookie of the Year. That is a great stat line for a rookie linebacker. Safeties on the team, 1 for Morgan Fox, defensive touchdowns, 1 for JT Woods, and Henley. I don't know who that guy is. I'm not going to lie. Can we beat the Houston Texans to move on to the divisional round here? And we do. Here to face the 14-3 Baltimore Ravens. They're better than us in literally every single way. I think we're going to get stomped out here. Their overall is better than us. Their team is better than us. The record is better than us. And yeah, we lose. But at least we won one playoff game with the team that we have, especially with our receiving core. But for now, let's move into the offseason. And the Cowboys win the Super Bowl. Same game every year, dude. Dak Prescott wins the Super Bowl MVP. Lamar Jackson wins the league MVP. Jim Harbaugh gets Coach of the Year, even though we didn't even take our conference. Okay. The Chiefs did. Lamar Jackson gets Offensive Player of the Year and the league MVPs. Dude hogging it here. And then Khalil Mack, Defensive Player of the Year. Caleb Williams, Rookie of the Year. Junior Colson, Defensive Rookie of the Year. I was really hoping Ladd McConkey would get Rookie of the Year, but it's Caleb Williams, so it makes sense. In the AFC West, nobody retires. For the team upgrades offensively, wow, Gus Edwards doesn't get, at least, I mean, he doesn't get superstar, but he goes down in overall due to his age, unfortunately. Ladd McConkey is up to a superstar. Did he come with that? or did he earn it? I'm assuming he earned it. He did earn it. You love to see that. And then Joe Alt, I believe, comes with Superstar, top 5 pick for an offensive lineman. I would assume so. So he gets Superstar. And then can I move J.K. Dobbins to the number 1 here? And then technically he's the higher overall, so he would re-sign with the team. That would be pretty cool. Defensively, what do we have? Joey Bosa gets Superstar X Factor, but Khalil Mack doesn't. Wasn't Khalil Mack better in every way? Like tackles, sacks. Joey Bosa had 86 tackles, 9 tackles for a loss, and 13.5 sacks, no interceptions. Khalil Mack, less tackles, 1 less tackle for a loss, but he had 4 more sacks than Joey Bosa. So some people hate it when I do this, but I'm being realistic here. I think Khalil Mack had a better season, if not almost an identical season to Joey Bosa, and he's not getting Superstar X Factor. I'm going to be realistic here and give him X Factor. And for those of you guys that are new to the channel, this is not cheating. This is called being realistic. Junior Colson wins Defensive Rookie of the Year, so he goes up to Superstar Dev as well here. And then for the defense, I don't think I see anyone else for upgrades, but really nice offseason, really nice season in general for us. Let's see what we have for the re-signing. So for the re-signings, J.K. Dobbins has an interest with the team. Do I want to pay him $5 million a year because I know I'm just going to replace him? I mean, can I do like 1 year with him? I'm really not excited to do more than that, and he accepts that. Okay, I'll do 1 year with him. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't. If he does work out and he balls out, then I'll keep him. Zion Johnson, I don't want to accept his 5th-year option. I'd rather just pay him. Then Khalil Mack, his contract is cheaper because he's a lower overall. I don't know why he regresses despite him getting 17.5 sacks. I guess that's to balance it out so that way he doesn't infinitely get baller-ass sacks every season. He doesn't want to be with the team. He wants to be historic champs. I'm going to pay him a bag here, but can I do it for 1 year? If he says no, I'm just going to franchise tag him anyways, and he resigns on that 1 year contract for us. DJ Chark and all these other extras I don't think I want. Yeah, I don't want these guys, so I'm just going to wait on Zion Johnson's contract, and apart from that, let's move into free agency. After free agency, I got Connor Williams and Xavier Howard just as temporary players. Maybe Connor Williams stays the center long term, but Xavier Howard is just a 1 year deal. I also targeted here, where was it? I also targeted Amari Cooper. Me and the Lions were top in the running for interest. He just didn't like my offer. I gave him more money, but 1 less year, so I guess he's taking the long-term route with Detroit, which Detroit's a good team, so I guess he wants that. But either way, not a bad free agency for us. Gabe Shelby here looks pretty good, balanced with the zone coverage, primarily a man coverage guy, B catching, B tackle as well. 6'1", 204 out of Alabama here. We've got the SEC school, aggressive ball hawk for better and worse. That doesn't really seem like the best, but has high motor that runs through the whistle, often looks to rip the ball from runners, shows good discipline and won't get flagged much. Like to see that. A man coverage, B zone coverage, B catching, physicals, elite jumping, elite acceleration, good speed, great strength. This guy looks great for a team man-to-man archetype as well. Let me just skip this and see what the draft is. A+ pick, and he has hidden dev, 92 speed, 95 acceleration, 92 jumping. This dude looks like a baller. My God, dude. Victor Macy, 6'4", 389 pounds. Big boy. My gosh. Finesse moves S, no shit. How do you have great acceleration at almost being 400 pounds? Elite strength, I hope so. Mass moves mass, A play rec, A stamina, B power moves, only B tackle. As soon as you grab someone, you can just lay on them and crush them through the ground, dude. I'm tempted to take Victor Macy here. Then we have Taylor Elroy here, a lot lighter than the other guys. Finesse moves are a lot better. He's athletically way better than the other guy. This guy seems like the better pick overall. He's around 2 to 3 talent. What was Macy viewed as? He was viewed as a run stopper. Yeah, I would hope so with how big your belly is, dude. I think we need, technically, these guys are both around 2 to 3 talents. I think we need to fill the gap more with our team rather than rushing the QB. And this is exactly the guy that's going to do that. Victor Macy here. Let's see what we got with him. I honestly don't need to see the commissioner. B+ pick. Normal dev sucks, but 96 strength as a rookie is outrageous. And then the guy I wanted in the 2nd round is still technically here, the defensive tackle Taylor Elroy. Yes, I know I said he's a speed rusher and we need a guy to fill the gap, but if he's still here in the late 3rd round, I'm going to take this guy right off the rip and see what we have. He's a C pick. He has hidden dev, though, 86 strength, a lot more athletic than the other guy. I think I'm just going to put him at defensive end. Now, this is the team after the draft. Probably should have got, I mean, there wasn't really right guards on the board. I looked, but I guess I should have got a tight end there. Josh Palmer, Lad McConkey, I guess Quentin Johnston's going to get a shot now. I want McConkey in the slot, but he's already better than my number 1, so I guess it is what it is. And J.K. Dobbins is going to be the number 1 here just for 1 season. Defensively, though, Elroy, I'm going to put on defensive end. Macy's going to stay inside at defensive tackle. And Shelby seems like to be an absolute baller. I'm going to put him at the number 2 over Xavier Howard just because he has the youth. Defensive line looking a little bit better here. Henley now has star dev after his last season, apparently. Defensive line looking really good. Edge rushers looking really good. Macy is going to be coming in for the rush defensive tackle instead of Elroy. That's fine with me. Shelby in the slot. Quentin Johnston is in the slot, so hopefully he gets better reps this time around. Everything else looks good. I guess I'm just going to push J.K. Dobbins. Power halfback. Gus Edwards had us a lot of touchdowns last year, so I'm going to keep him there. For now, let's move into year number 2 in the midseason mark. And we are 3-4 here at the midseason mark. Colts are 5-2, even though we're better than them in every way. But still, we are 3-4, bottom of the division, as Raiders and Broncos are somehow above us. But I guess it is what it is. Scouting national focus, I think I'm just going to do receiver. I'm just going to move on from Quentin Johnston. Players ready to negotiate. I have $134 million to spend, and Rashawn Slater is going to want a bag. I'm just going to do player-friendly 5 years here, $28 million a year for our franchise left tackle. He signs with the team. Joey Bosa, he hasn't been doing amazing in real life just because of his injury, but in Madden, he could regress this season, and if he regresses, his contract will be cheaper. So I'm going to wait on that. Then I don't know how to say this guy's first name. Aloihai or Gilman is what we're going to call him. But backup safety wants $8 million a year almost. I mean, I was interested in having him as a backup safety, but $8 million a year for a back. I mean, is he the starter? No, JT Woods is the backup. He's the starter, but he's about to hit regression. $8 million a year seems kind of steep. I mean, I guess we're going to have to do it because I don't really have anyone else to replace him, if I'm being honest. So, sure, why not? Zion Johnson, I'll take him off my hands immediately. Wow, dude, a 78 overall wants $10 million a year? Seems kind of outrageous to me, but sure, dude. And he wants to say yes right now, but he doesn't. All right. J.K. Dobbins, we'll assess him at the end of the season. J.T. Woods, not a bad backup here. Honestly, $3 million a year to be a backup who's 25 years old with star dev. I'll take that. Here he signs with the team. Khalil Mack, he'll regress, so I'm going to wait on his contract too. Not really interested in Xavier Howard for another year. All these other extras I do not want, and of course, I'm not going to accept Quentin Johnston's 5th-year option. Let's move into the playoffs. And we finished 10-7. We get a 5 seed here, and we will be playing the 10-7 Tennessee Titans. I don't think we're ever going to have home field advantage just because the Chiefs are in our division. We are better than the Titans in every single way, have the same record, but we do not get the home field advantage. For the stats and awards, Justin Herbert looks like a league MVP here potentially, and he will be 4th for a league MVP. 7th in passing yards, 1st in passing touchdowns, top 5 pass rating, 13th best offense in the NFL though. 31st defense. How, bro? I'm never good in 3-4 defenses. I'm using 3-4 disguise Atlanta playbook. I know everyone tells me to do 3-4 disguise Baltimore playbook. That never works for me. I guess I'll try it though, but Herbert's balling out. 3,800 yards, almost 3,900 yards, 41 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and then 118 pass rating. Great year. J.K. Dobbins, 4.0 per carry isn't bad. You didn't get a lot of attempts, but still only 3 touchdowns. Like, Herbert tied that. It's really nothing. I guess we threw a lot of goal line passes, but Ladd McConkey, 11 touchdowns, 1,300 yards, succeeding just as well, if not better, in his number 1 role instead of the slot role. Quentin Johnston, I said we're going to move on to him, but I guess he's just balling in the slot, dude. 12 touchdowns, 1,200 yards. That's actually very surprising. You can say he outperforms Ladd McConkey because he had less receptions and I had a higher average. That's outrageous. I guess I should have just let him cooked and then Joshua Palmer as my wide receiver 2. I think that's what it is. Once you're a wide receiver 2, you don't perform nearly as much as being in the slot. But hey, Quentin Johnston, I'm not going to accept his option. Maybe I do now. This is a really good season. I can't just turn away from this. Henley with 131 tackles. Colson with 128. Tackles for a loss, 17 for Khalil Mack. 12 for Victor Macy, the rookie. That's great for a rookie here. Is that, no, that's not Elroy, but Joey Bosa with 10 tackles for a loss. Same thing with Justin Abugi. I don't know how you say that. And then tackles, not tackles for a loss, sacks. 10.5 for Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa. 5 for Justin Abugi. And then Victor Macy with 1.5 sacks. Interceptions, 4 for Junior Colson, who continues to ball out, dude. 128 tackles, 8 tackles for a loss, half a sack, 4 interceptions. Great year from him. And then 3 interceptions for the rookie Shelby, who also had 99 tackles, 4 tackles for a loss, and 1 sack. I guess we sent him on a lot of nickel blitzes. Safeties here, 0 defensive touchdowns is 1 for Junior Colson, who continues to ball out. Can we beat the Tennessee Titans to move on to the divisional round in year number 2? And we do. Here to face the 12-5 Buffalo Bills. We are better than them in every single overall stat except the record, and we will lose to the Buffalo Bills. I wish it would show you the actual score, unless I'm just blind and have no idea what I'm talking about. But from what I can see, I don't see the score. I wish it would just show me that. But still, let's move into the offseason. And the Niners once again lose another Super Bowl, but the Bills finally win their first ever Super Bowl, as they are 1-4 in the Super Bowl now. Josh Allen wins the Super Bowl MVP, and he wins the league MVP and the Offensive Player of the Year. My God. And then Gabe Shelby, Defensive Rookie of the Year for our defensive back. You love to see it. In the AFC West, Nico Autry retires, Ty Montgomery and Micah Hyde on the Broncos retires. For the team upgrades, Justin Herbert gets Superstar X Factor, Ladd McConkey gets Superstar X Factor, Quentin Johnston gets Star Dev. You love to see it. Huge upgrades on offense. Defensively, what do we have here? Elroy stays the same. Macy doesn't go up after, I mean, he had a really good season. I'm not going to force it. Shelby goes up to Superstar Dev with the boost in XP. I love that they do this in Madden now. Love it, love it, love it. He goes from a 79 overall to an 85 overall, 6 overall jump for winning Rookie of the Year, which is amazing. I wish Madden did that with CJ Stroud, but instead they're like, how about 81 overall? I don't know. Maybe he started as like a 74 in his first season, but either way, CJ Stroud should be like at least an 85, 86 in my opinion. Either way, Gabe Shelby here seems to be balling out. Love it that you get so much more XP rather than EA being like, oh, you won Rookie of the Year? How about 1 XP? Junior Colson goes up to Superstar X Factor. Henley goes up to Superstar Dev. And then Khalil Mack goes down to an 81 overall without the morale boost. And I'm going to change up my defensive playbook. It's absolutely outrageous that we are 31st in the NFL, even though our stats seem to be doing good. So I'm just going to change this real quick. So I know I'm biting my tongue here, but Baltimore, 3-4 disguise. I'm never changing up the Dallas playbook. It's always broken. So I never usually do good in 3-4, but with what we have rocking here, with how good our linebackers are, edge rushers in general, I can't really switch into a 4-3 because my defensive tackle group is still really weak. So thankfully, we got improved over the offseason, but we're not entirely fixed here. I would like, honestly, our receiving core doesn't seem bad now that McConkey is an 89 overall with the boost and Quentin Johnston actually developed. I need a tight end and I need a running back, so hopefully I can fix that in free agency. But for now, let's move into the re-signings. And for the re-signings, Joey Bosa, he had 10.5 sacks. I can't just look away from this. I'm going to boost his salary, just do a 1-year contract for him, and then he wants to go in free agency. He has interest with us. How much does it take to tag him? $36 million. I don't know. I don't know about that one. Zion Johnson rejected our last offer, so I'm just going to go player friendly here. 4-year deal, $13 million a year instead of $10 million now. That took a jump. J.K. Dobbins did really nothing for us. I like Khalil Mack. I'm gonna pay him a bag again. Gonna give him a 1-year contract, and then he wants to test out free agency. I'm still gonna go after him in free agency. Quentin Johnston. He doesn't want to be with the team, but after that season, I can't ignore him. I'm going to give him that 5th-year option. Everyone else here are a bunch of extras. Gus Edwards down to a 70 overall is terrible. Bosa, I'm going to try and go after him in free agency. I mean, that'd be stupid. If I'm being real here, I have $109 million to spend. I'm just going to tag him so that way I can keep him. And he had 10.5 sacks. I'm not just going to look away from him. Let's move into free agency. After free agency, I got Tyler Algier as a running back, Odafe Away to replace Khalil Mack, Kyler Gordon to replace Xavier Howard. Then I also got Jordan Davis at defensive tackle. It was an expensive contract for an 80 overall, but the Eagles gave up on him. He's a big dude at 336 pounds. He has star dev, 80 overall. A lot of young guys that can help us in the future going into year number 3. I know it seems crazy to pick a tight end in the first round. I'm at the end of the first round. Vertical threat with a run block, so he has receiving ability and run blocking ability, great acceleration, great jumping, great change direction, elite speed, solid strength, runs a 4.48 at 238 pounds, which isn't crazy, I guess, but it's definitely not bad. Definitely not bad. I mean, DK runs like a 4.44, but he's like DK, you know. Brian Dobbins here, not J.K. Dobbins, but we got a different Dobbins here. A medium route, A run block, A awareness. This dude looks so sick, especially for a late first rounder. I'm going to pick him in the first round. Don't want to see this. B- pick. Normal dev. Why? Of course. Why would the guy who's great vertically and run blocking wise, you know, have a dev? Of course. Still looks really good, and hopefully he develops. And in the second round, picking up a new right guard for Justin Herbert. He has 91 strength, 84 acceleration, 82 jumping, hidden dev, A's and B's across the board for his skills. Now, this is the team after the draft. Looks like the AI picked up a receiver in the later rounds because I didn't, and I said it's my scouting national focus. He doesn't even want to be here. He doesn't want any state income tax. Literally, the worst place to be for that is California or New York. And he wants to be historic champs. Doesn't want to be here, but neither does Quentin Johnston, so I guess we'll figure it out later on. But we still got a right guard who seems to be already a 70 77 overall. Guess what? I don't have to pay him $13 million a year like Zion Johnson. He's 2 overall lowers. And then Dobbins is only a 74 overall. I would rather not have him as a fullback, please. Start him over Will Dissly. This is what we got going on. I like Tyler Algier as a running back. Defensively, we got all these guys. I got this guy in the 3rd round. He's only a 69 overall. Nice. We got actual depth at the D-line here. It's not huge, but it's good enough. That's probably what your girl says to you. And then everyone else here, Kyler Gordon, nice. A lot of nice depth here. And then everything else looks good. And you probably also say that to your girlfriend. A lot of nice depth. But either way, Tyler Algier, going to move him up. Quentin Johnston seems to be a baller in the slot despite him being 6'4". So doesn't really fit the archetype, but we'll leave him there. Year number 3, midseason mark. Scouting national focus. I don't necessarily know what I need at this point. I feel like I'm good on safeties, linebackers. Do I need outside linebackers to replace Joey Bosa? I already have Thule here. Honestly, I feel really confident in everything that we're doing. Sure, why not just depth at running back? And for the players ready to negotiate, Derwin, you are staying here whether you like it or not. I don't care if it's 4 years, $21 million a year. He's staying with the team whether he likes it or not. Then middle linebacker, Henley here. He has superstar dev, $5 million a year for someone who's superstar dev and so young. Absolutely, I'll take that. Joey Bosa is going to regress. Going to wait on him. I know it's cheesy, but I'll do it anyways. Thule here wants to be here, and he's a cheap contract. So if Joey Bosa retires at the end of the season, I'm screwed. I'm going to do this. This is nice depth regardless if Joey Bosa stays or not. So I'm going to keep him. Everyone else here are just a bunch of extras. Joe Alt, I'll accept his option, and then I'm going to wait for Joey Bosa to regress so that way he can make his contract cheaper. Watch him just ball out now. Oh, also we're 7-0. I completely forgot to mention that. But yet the Chiefs are still a higher overall than us, and they're 4-2. And I'm sure they're still going to take the division. But let's move into the playoffs. So now that I'm thinking about it, I guess I was just completely wrong about the Baltimore Ravens playbook in 3-4 disguise. I was always just told that Atlanta's the baller defense, but I guess that's changed. And in the offseason, 14-3, top of the division. Thank God we finally get a first-round bye, and the Chiefs just don't steal it from us every time. So we do get the first round bye and we get the home field advantage. You love to see it. Stats and awards. Let's see what we have here. Justin Herbert, not as good as last season, but still really good. More passing yards, 4th best offense, 20. How do we have to? Okay, whatever. We're winning. That's what matters. 4,200 yards, 29 touchdowns, only 1 interception, 115 pass rating, 72% completion percentage. Amazing year from Herbert. And then Algier here, 14 touchdowns, only 3.9 per carry, but this is much better than what J.K. Dobbins was giving us. Ledman Conkey, only 5 touchdowns, 1,300 yards. Quentin Johnston, 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. Really had that breakout year. Brian Dobbins, the rookie tight end, 82 receptions, matching Quentin Johnston, and then 6 touchdowns, 821 yards. Josh Palmer, just doing Josh Palmer stuff, I guess. Defensively, Henley with 107 tackles. Is he the sub linebacker? I thought Junior Colson was. I don't know why he's outperforming Junior Colson, but tackles for a loss. 12 for Joey Bosa, 12 for Jordan Davis, 10 for Odafe Away. Sacks. Odafe Away is outperforming Joey Bosa now. Do I tag and trade him? I mean, I could. He's really old, but I'm sure I can probably get a 2nd-round pick for him. But realistically, you would get a 4th because of his age. Then Jordan Davis, 5.5 sacks. So I guess, do we move on from Joey? I guess it depends how far he regresses in the offseason. Then interceptions, 3 for Gabe Shelby, and then 2 for Junior Colson. Safeties on the team is 1 for DJ Parsons. I don't know who that is. And defensive touchdowns is 0. So let's see who we're going to be playing in the divisional round. Please don't let it be the Chiefs. No Chiefs. No Chiefs. Who is it going to be? It is going to be the Chiefs. Oh my gosh, they're better than us in literally every stat. But we get home field advantage. But thankfully, we don't have to play at Arrowhead. Don't lose in the divisional again. And we lost in the divisional again. Let's go to year number 4. And Kenny Moore wins the Super Bowl MVP as the Colts win the Super Bowl, and the Vikings are now 0-5 in the Super Bowl, and EA is glazing J.J. McCarthy as he is the league MVP here and the Offensive Player of the Year. EA needs to fix that glitch. No awards here for the Chargers. Actually, Jim Harbaugh won Coach of the Year. I forgot about that. In the AFC West, Travis Kelce finally retires. Then Michael Thomas retires on the Broncos. Wow. For the team upgrades offensively, wow. Oh, dude, wow. Didn't expect that. Dude's already outperforming Zion Johnson, and I don't have to pay him. Let's go. Dobbins goes from normal to superstar dev. What did this man do? He earned Superstar Dev for Offensive Rookie of the Year. I guess that was for the AFC because it didn't show up in the offseason recap or whatever that was. But either way, great for him. Barden, the guy that doesn't want to be here, is a star dev. Quentin Johnston's still doing good. Defensively, what do we have? Anyone else? Shelby goes to Superstar X Factor and goes above Asante Samuel, so now I can finally put him in the slot. Odafe Away goes up to Superstar for some reason, but I'll take it. Junior Colson, I'm pretty sure he's a specialist, right? Yeah, he is the specialist. I don't know why Henley's outperforming him then. But either way, Team looks very nice. 90 overall team with the boost. Let's move into the re-signings. For the re-signings, I'll accept the option on Joe Alt, who's already in 91 overall. I have 42 million. There's no reason to say no to Joey Bosa. He's an 86 overall X Factor. I know he didn't produce the best stats, but at the same time, I'm going into the final season. I could do a hit or miss on Tuli Tuipulotu, or however you say his name, Tuli, but like Joey Bosa, at least I know I'm getting something out of him. He's an X Factor. I'm going to keep him on the team. I have the money to keep him. Everyone else here, I'm just not interested in. So let's see if we have anything of use in free agency. So not a lot of availability in free agency, but I am just getting a fill-in right end. Tyree Wilson from the Raiders, well, in free agency now. Got him on a 1-year contract just to fill in that right end position that we need. So he's just going to play there just for 1 year. And I know I already got Tyree Wilson, but I'm picking up a right end Ezekiel Norris here just as depth. I really don't need anything else. 6'5", 295, 90 strength, 76 speed, still 86 acceleration. Normal dev, but A tackle, A play rec, and B's across the board. He still looks really good. And then in the second round, getting halfback Quincy Hayden as depth because once again, I don't need anything else. 5'10", 195 out of Ohio State, 91 speed, 94 acceleration, hidden dev, B's across the board, looks very balanced. Now this is the team moving into the fourth and potentially the final season. If some BS happens, I'll probably do another season after this. But this is what we got going on. 90 overall team. Really like the offense. The offensive line is balling. The edge rushers, they're getting older here. Odafe Away, I believe, is 29. Then Joey Bosa is like 32 now, pushing it at least. Shelby's a baller. Glad that we got him. Everyone else here, Kinley. Did I pick up? Who was the right end that I picked up? Norris. He's playing at second string at left end. I don't know why he's doing that, but he's a 74 overall. Doesn't seem that bad. Got really nice depth on the team. Don't like that Tyler Algier isn't playing as the third down back. I'm going to move him there forcefully. Everything else looks good. So apart from that, fourth and potentially final season. So let's just skip into the playoff. And we finished 7-10 and missed the playoffs. EA Sports. Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah, I'm playing another season. That's total BS. Herbert, balls out. I'm sure my defense is the worst in the league, is it not? And 3-4 defenses suck no matter what you do. Great. No, the Baltimore playbook is so good. BS, dude. Herbert, 4,000 yards, 45 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 124 pass rating. And once again, I'm sure people will point fingers and be like, oh my God, Herbert sucks. He sucks. He can't ever win the playoff. He can't make the playoffs because his team won't get him in. Either way, Tyler Algier here. I'm a D1 Herbert defender till I die, dude. Tyler Algier, only 3.7 per carry, but 12 touchdowns, almost 1,000 yards. Ladd McConkey, 111 receptions, almost 1,500 yards, 15 touchdowns. Quentin Johnson, 16 touchdowns, 1,100 yards. He deserves superstar dev now. I'm not going to lie. Like, he's been balling and only progressing since. Brian Dobbins, the tight end, 4 touchdowns, 660 yards. Josh Palmer continuing to do Josh Palmer things. And then defensively, what do we have? Henley with 126 tackles, continuing to outperform Junior Colson, I guess. And then tackles for loss, 12 for Tyree Wilson. That's surprising. 9 for Jordan Davis, 9 for Taylor Elroy. Then sacks, 10 for Odafe Away, 6.5 for Jordan Davis. Tyree Wilson, 4.5. Joey Bosa, 4.5. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I'm probably just going to trade away Joey Bosa. Interceptions, 4 for Gabe Shelby, 4 for Kyler Gordon, and then 3 for Henley. Safeties on the team is 0. Defensive touchdowns is 0. The Chiefs win another Super Bowl, but this time without Travis Kelce. 31-28 over Jordan Love. Patrick Mahomes wins the Super Bowl MVP. Justin Herbert wins the league MVP. Can't believe I didn't even look at that. Surprising, though, considering the other seasons he got snubbed out of it. And then all the other players, no other awards here for the Chargers, but go Justin Herbert. And his team goes 7-10 and sells him once again. And then Ryan Ramczyk retires with the Raiders and Chris Jones retires with the Chiefs. For the team upgrades, Quentin Johnston does go up to Superstar Dev, and then we do have Zion Johnson also going up to Superstar Dev. How is Herbert not pushed to a 99 overall after that? Yes, he's 30, but I don't think he's going down, is he? His morale went down. Yeah, he's not going. Why? He won league MVP. And he's a 96 without the morale. Like, how is this man not a 99? But for everyone else, Hayden is a star dev, cool, as a second string back. Defensively, Bosa, I'm just going to trade him and then trade my first round pick. Do I give Tului a chance? Like, I know I should have gave him a chance in the last season, now looking at it. But it's like, do I really want to give an 80 overall a chance whenever I'm on my final season? I don't know. Maybe I trade for a new free safety because Gilman isn't going to be cutting it for much longer. Kyler Gordon goes up to a superstar dev as well. But either way, we'll find out. For the team re-signings, I got to re-sign Ladd McConkey. I'm screwed. I'm screwed, dude. Oh, no. Oh, no. Gabe Shelby re-signed. Junior Colson, Ladd McConkey. I don't have the money for either of them. Quentin Johnston. I'm going to lose. I'm screwed. I'm not winning this next season. Connor Williams is gone. Oh no. Oh no, boys. I should have not re-signed Joey Bosa. Junior Colson has interest, so maybe I can dump Joey Bosa's contract. No, I'm going to have to tag McConkey. Henley is outperforming Junior Colson, so Lad McConkey's going to have to get tagged here. So Lad McConkey doesn't accept. I'm going to tag him. I'm negative 34 in debt. So even if I drop Joey Bosa's contract, which I can't do now unless I cut him, which I'm probably going to do regardless, honestly, then Junior Colson, yeah, it just sucks. It sucks. I'm going to lose Junior Colson, Quentin Johnson, Connor Williams, which I wouldn't mind back for the final year. I'm glad that the AI drafted that receiver in the previous years because I'm losing Quentin Johnson after him balling out, but I don't have any money. I'm just going to try and trade away Joey Bosa at least. Yeah, so I'm not going to be able to do this unless I dump an absolute boatload of players who have high caps, and I don't want Joey Bosa starting after his previous season, so I'm just going to cut Joey Bosa. I can't trade him because my cap is too high, which is really unfortunate. And if I simply just didn't re-sign Joey Bosa in the previous season, I would have got to see Tooley here, and I also would have been able to keep Junior Colson or Quentin Johnston, which really sucks, but actually I'm going to lose money by cutting Joey Bosa. Oh my gosh, dude. Can't even save money. He's on his final year of his contract. What am I losing? So in the draft, I need a center. I'm just going to do this all off camera. And the worst part about this is my team is so bad that I have pick 12, but I can't trade away pick 12 for just a baller player, which really blows. So I'm completely reaching on this guy here, this left end, Quincy Weathersby here. Hidden dev. He's a left end. I'm going to move him to right end at Texas Tech. 6'3", power rusher, almost 280, 88 strength, great athleticism. Hidden dev. It was a total reach, but it is what it is. And now I'm going to be picking up Connor Williams' replacement. He has normal dev. He's 89 strength. I don't really care. It's the final season. I don't need him to develop. I just need him to produce. And in the third round, getting a new middle linebacker to replace Junior Colson, Adrian Wheeler out of South Carolina, 6'3", 240, hidden dev, 88 speed, 89 acceleration, A's and B's across the board. He looks great. Now, this is the team going into the fifth and final season. If I bust, I bust here. No homo, but this is what we got going on for the team. It's only an 88, not too far of a regression from last season. It's definitely not better than the previous season. And before I forget, I'm changing this scheme. 3-4 disguise. Let's change out of this. I'm not willing to test playbooks. I'm just going to go back to old reliable here. I'm just going to go back to Atlanta. I'm not testing playbooks in my final season. I know it wasn't old reliable before, but at least we were making the playoffs last time with a worse team. But Bosa is benched now. Tooley is going to get a chance. Henley, Wheeler, not bad. Weathersby is 77. It's nice to see. The team honestly still looks really good, but we have a lot of regressing players. Burden is going to be in the slot. Lee is going to move up. Everything else looks good here. Like the team we got. Hopefully we don't whiff out like we did last season, and let's just skip into the playoff. And we do make the playoffs here, 10-7. The playbook switch did help a lot. Again, I just don't like 3-4 playbooks. They're just so weird to me, but we are better than the Jets in every way other than the record, of course, as we are 10-7, and we finish at the 6th seed, second in our division, and the Raiders barely don't make it, finishing 10-7 as well. Thankfully, we beat out the Raiders to make it here, but Justin Herbert looks amazing again as he continues to carry his team. J.J. McCarthy wins the league MVP and snubs out Justin Herbert, but I was about to say J.J. Herbert, but either way, 7th best offense in the league. 23rd defense, at least it's not the 31st, I mean, I guess, but that's seriously the standard I have now. 4,200 yards, 41 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 120 pass rating. Not as good as last season, but still an amazing year. And then Tyler Algier, 4.3 per carry, 10 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. Great season from him. Not great, but good enough. And then this, okay, it's confirmed now. It doesn't matter who you have playing in that position. If they're in the slot, they're going to be a baller. That's why Quentin Johnson was a baller. This dude, first season starting as a non-wide receiver 4. Put him in the slot, 16 touchdowns, 1,100 yards. If you're in the slot, you're just a baller. Then Lad McConkey, 1,100 yards, 9 touchdowns. Brian Dobbins, the tight end, with 11 touchdowns, 820 yards. He's been great for us. And then Josh Palmer, 800 yards, but 2 touchdowns. So doing Josh Palmer things. Henley with a 115 tackle season. Wheeler as a rookie with 103 tackles, 13 tackles for a loss, 2 sacks, 1 interception, and baller rookie season for that linebacker. 14 tackles for a loss for Macy, and then 13 for Wheeler, 12 for Jordan Davis, 10 for Odafe Away sacks, 11.5 for Odafe Away, 5.5 sacks for Thule. I mean, I guess it can't be worse than what Bosa was producing. Interceptions is 2 for Derwin James. I was just hoping more for Thule here. And then safeties, 0 defensive touchdowns is 0. Can we beat the New York Jets to move on to the divisional round? We win plenty of wild card games, but not divisional. We do beat the Jets here to face the 10-7 Jaguars. We are better than them in every single way, but I'm not going to take any chances here. We're going to play in the moment here. We have yet to win a divisional round. It's the 5th and final season. I might as well just try it. Here we are against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yeah, flashbacks, Chargers fans. Here you go, man. Even at the Jaguar Stadium, but it's not prime time. 10-14. At least you can't choke a lead if you don't have one. I mean, now we have one. 24-14 against the Jaguars. 31-14. Can't have any lead against the Jaguars, Chargers fans. And at 28-31. Remember what I said? Please don't do this to me. 34-28. Jaguars driving down the field, and end of game drive, just run the ball, please. And they punt the ball back. What the hell are you doing? Thank God. Oh my gosh, if they were about to choke another 3-score lead, it was a 4-score lead last time they played them, but still. 34-28, we're moving on to the conference championship. Here to face the 11-6 Baltimore Ravens. This is going to be a really hard one. So I'm going to have to hop into this, of course. Let's see what we have. Overall wise, we're better than the Baltimore Ravens in every way, but let's see how this pans out here as we only beat the Jaguars by 4 points last time. Well, no, it was 6 points. But either way, 14-10 for the Ravens, 17-14 we respond. They respond right back, 17-21. Let's do something here, Chargers. 24-21. Ravens score again. 4 minutes left, and it's the Ravens' ball again? Is it the Ravens' ball? No, it's our ball now, and it's 30-24. Did we throw a pick six? How did we allow that to happen? I don't know what we did. Third down, make the stop. We did not make the stop. And, okay, it didn't even let me hop in for the final drive that we got the ball back. Don't think we would have done anything anyways. But this is going to be an unsuccessful rebuild. I feel like we got screwed a lot of the time, especially with my defense sucking the entire video. But I'm not going to use that as an excuse. This is a failed rebuild. I did 5 years. And this is realistically what the Chargers' future is. This is exactly what the Chargers' future is, if you guys aren't aware. It's Justin Herbert carrying the team year after year, and then people pointing fingers at Justin Herbert and saying he sucks because he can't win anything because the team around him proceeds to fail. He still had a good game there. It was, he had 24 points. His defense allowed 33 points. I know it's the Ravens' offense, but it's like, how much more do you want this guy to do? He was second for league MVP. I have a 90 overall team. I got screwed there at the end. Bosa wasn't doing shit for me. I mean, he was getting older, but he's still an 83 X factor. Thule didn't really do much. Didn't really expect him to do much. But it's a failed rebuild. I will take responsibility. I feel like I built a really good team. It just wasn't enough, especially with the 3-4 scheme. I know I'm just going to blame it on that, and I don't even care. I will blame it on that. The 3-4 scheme will forever haunt me. I will never know how to use it. But either way, I thank you guys all for watching. Let me know which rebuild you want me to do next. My second rebuild into Madden 25, and I've already failed one. But apart from that, guys, once again, I thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.